know, the United States of America was the greatest country before Trump, and it's the greatest country now after Trump. The white supremacists want to go back. They want to go back to the days when it was legal to own slaves.
You are about to be entertained by the ape, the young man who has become a legend in his own time. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
And it is sweltering outside. You know what? I love it. I absolutely love it. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. Welcome, welcome. Come on in. You have a seat. Rest yourself. Get some, catch up on everything right here on the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. Thanks so much for joining me. July the 3rd already. So if you haven't jump-started your summer yet, I suggest that you start doing it now, because before you know it, it'll be snow on the ground once again. Anyway, everybody, welcome. It's the 2nd of July, 2026. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program coming to you live, as always, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and, of course, WBOK 1230 AM in New Orleans. It's what New Orleans is talking about. WBOK 1230 AM New Orleans. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining me. It's been a long week, man. It is hot out there, but you know what? I am not complaining. I'm not complaining. No, it's steamy out there, but it's okay. For people that have to work outside like I do, man, it's somebody give a brother a job. How about somebody giving me a radio job? You know, it pays enough for us. All I do is radio. I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, thanks so much, everybody, for joining me. It's Ron Kelly Talk Radio program all around the world. And I can't find anyway. That's why I talk, because I can't sing anyway. It's just a couple minutes past the hour. The Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. So, man, oh man. Have I got a treat for you with the Negro nonsense coming up? Oh, boy. For the people who live in New Jersey. And we're going to talk about you today, Louisiana. We're going to talk about you, New Orleans, a little bit later on in the program. We're going to get to you. I know y'all like, what about New Orleans? You don't want to talk about New Orleans? Of course I do. And we're going to get to that today, a little bit later on in the program right here on the Ron Kelly Talk Radio show at just approximately 3 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock on the East Coast. It's 6 o'clock, I believe, in New Orleans right now, where the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program is avidly listened to down there in New Orleans, WBOK 1230 AM. So, man, oh, man. So it's just another example of Negro nonsense. We allow people to come into our neighborhoods and do. And see, this stuff is conspiratorial. It's not, this is not something that, but I'm getting ready to talk about the hair palaces. I know you're probably wondering, like, what's he talking about, the hair palace? Well, I'm about to tell you about the hair palace. The hair palace. East Orange, New Jersey, the hair palace. Oh my God, it's just unbelievable. It's just totally unbelievable. So the hair palace was a Rite Aid, and see, the Rite Aids and the Walgreens are hightailing it out of the Negro neighborhoods. And we had the mayor of Chicago and some of the luminaries, I guess you could say local politicians, who went out on and had a press conference in front of the store, the Walgreens that was about to close, And see, these people, the Walgreens, the Rite Aids, they're hightailing it out of the black neighborhoods, and they're not black and brown. People like to say black and brown. No, they're hightailing it out of black neighborhoods, not black and brown. So So the mayor of Chicago and some of the aldermen, they don't call them council people, they call them aldermen. And they had a press conference in front of the store, and they were whining and complaining about it's racism. The store is closing. Store is closing. You know, it's racism that the store is closing. You know, where are the grandmothers going to go to get their medicine? Where are the women with children with medicinal needs? Where are they going to go? Oh, this is corporate racism. Oh, it's corporate this, it's corporate that. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's corporate. It's, it's corporate good sense. That's what it is. You see, because these stores are robbed, on a regular basis. I just you look on the internet and you see clips of black folks. So the latest one I saw was two black women. They were in a Crocs store and they were just taking stuff. They were just taking stuff like it belonged to them. They were just taking stuff. And it was just unbelievable. And see, and this is what happens, like, in a lot of these stores, black people just walk into the store, waltz into the store, fill up a bag, and walk out in defiance of the security people and people who work in the store. You see, we got nobody to blame for that. Who do we blame for that? Who do we blame for a woman holding her baby, goes behind the counter at the local Popeyes and fixes her own box of chicken and walks out? Who do we blame for that? Who do we blame for the storming of the Apple store and the person black just pulling phones out as they go along, stealing phones? I mean, who do we blame for that? Who do we blame for that? Who do we blame for black folks who are walking into these stores and walking out with whatever they want without paying? You see, so what happened was the Walgreens and the Rite Aids and these people, they got tired of that. They got tired of seeing their merchandise being pilfered by folks in the black community, and no, not all black folks, of course not. There are black folks like myself who go into stores and purchase what I want. But you got a lot of black people who, for the kids, they put on masks and they overwhelm the store, 20 or 30 of them, and they clean the place out. So these corporations, it's not racism. They just got tired of getting their stuff taken. Black folks in the hood walking into the store and helping themselves to whatever they want and walking back out in defiance of security, in defiance of the folks who work in that store. So the Walgreens, the Rite Aids, these people, they got tired of that. They got tired of that. So they decided that they were going to close their store. And here comes the mayor and the council people / alder people, aldermen, alderwomen, complaining, saying that the store was committing corporate racism. No, they're tired of their stuff being taken. They're tired of Negroes running up in their stores and taking their stuff. They're tired of that. So what do? They close the store because the store is not profitable. If people are going in there every day and filling up bags and suitcases and duffel bags full of stuff and walking out and not paying, the store is not going to be profitable. So, so they left, which they should have. They left. And the people in Chicago and some other places are, see, because we still want to pass the buck. We still want to pass the buck. We still want to blame somebody else for what we do. We want to blame somebody else. Don't not taking accountability. Blame somebody else. Hey, it's this person's fault. It's that person's fault. It's racism. I can't find a job. Nothing justifies stealing. You know what I mean? Nothing justifies taking something that's not yours. Nothing justifies that. 10 minutes past the hour. Nothing justifies that. Nothing. I don't give a damn what your excuse is. So the store left. Oh, corporate racism. Oh, where's my grandma going to go to get her? Grandma can't make it to the store anyway without getting mugged. You know, if grandma has to walk to the store, she's not going to make it there anyway. Because somebody's going to bop her over the head, take what she's got. So, East Orange, New Jersey. Look, you know, just a few minutes away from where I am right now, where I live in Bloomfield, New Jersey. East Orange, New Jersey. There was a Rite Aid on Central Avenue, East Orange, New Jersey. A Rite Aid closed because of the reasons that I mentioned earlier. Closed because people were stealing. Black folks were going and walking in and walking out with stuff like, you know, like they had a receipt. So the place closed. It's like many other across the United States of America. The Walmarts and a lot of them just said, you know what, this isn't profitable. This isn't worth it. So they don't leave because of racism. They leave because they're not making any money. And the whole point of a business is to make money. So if you're not making money, you leave. So the Rite Aid. There was a Rite Aid on Central Avenue in East Orange, New Jersey. East Orange, New Jersey. Right in the middle of the black area. Most of East Orange is black anyway. Because there used to be blue-haired old white ladies sitting in front of her. I remember when I was in Upper Bound, Montclair State University, and we used to go to East Orange. And there were blue-haired old ladies lined up in front of the apartments, very ornate, very, you know, apartment buildings. And, you know, when black people came, they left, you know, and you can't really blame them. So there's a Rite Aid, East Orange, New Jersey, Central Avenue. And the Rite Aid closed. Like I said, for the same reasons that I mentioned earlier. The Rite Aid closed because people was taking stuff and not paying for it. And there really wasn't a whole much lot they can do to stop it. So they left. And the building stood vacant for several years after Rite Aid bailed on the black community, which they should have. I don't blame them at all. So the Rite Aid bails. The building is sitting for a few years. The building is sitting not leased, just empty. So along comes somebody, you know, not a black person. I would doubt it. Along comes maybe Asians. And they turn the former Rite Aid into a hair store. They call it the Hair Palace. The Hair Palace, East Orange, New Jersey, on Central Avenue, right in the middle of the shopping district. East Orange, New Jersey. So, is it East Orange? Yeah, is it East Orange? Is that East Orange? Yeah, that's East Orange. Yes. Let me get it right. So the store is called the Hair Palace. You know what that means. There's all kinds of hair, all kinds of hair, all kinds of wigs, hair care products. And see, it's not a coincidence or an accident that people put businesses in our neighborhoods to capitalize on our stupidity. It's not it's not an accident. So the Hair Palace, and you know how big Walgreens or a Rite Aid, you know how big those stores were. They were pretty big. So somebody decided they were going to take over that store and put a Walgreens there. So I mean, take over that store and put a hair store there. So Asians probably, because we don't you know we don't again the Black Wall Street idea is dead. It's never going to come back, and black folks are never going to do business the way they did at Black Wall Street. This is not about having a black store. It's about business, a black business area, a black business section. That's what it's actually about. Not just having a black store, but having a whole area, a downtown or a portion of a downtown, or a portion of the inner city where there's a variety of black businesses, not just cigar stores or hair care places. I mean, and I don't mean selling hair care products, but I mean doing hair cutting, usual stuff, food, the stuff that we usually engage in, selling food, doing hair, not selling the hair, doing the hair, installing the hair. So let me take a quick break. I'll come back with more in a few minutes. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio Show, and it's on blogtalkradio.com, the Ron Kelly Show. Yes, indeed, I am the man. What a news cycle this is. This guy has got to go. Trump has got to go. George Floyd snuffed out by this police officer who's supposed to be serving and protecting people.
It's the Ron Kelly Show.
All right, everybody, 888-753-6423, 888-753-6423 is the phone number for Amica and Porterfield Transportation. In business since 1980, 46 years. Where else would you go for your transportation needs? Check them out, Amica and Porterfield. Amica.porterfield at Verizon.net, Amica.porterfield at Verizon.net is the email address. Phone is 888-753-6423, 888-753-6423. And if you happen to call them, you let them know that you heard about them on my program, the Ron Kelly Talk Radio Show. It's 19 minutes past the hour. So this is what happens. I mean, you see, the people, these ethnic groups, and I'm not saying that they're, anything wrong with them or that they're, but they're sucking the life and the money out of the black community. Sucking the life out of the black community. Like, for example, okay, how long, I'm going to look it up right now. How long does the dollar, the black dollar, stay in the community? I'm going to look it up right now. Oh, crap. How long does the black dollar stay in the community, in the black community? I know I should have looked this up. How how long does the black dollar stay in the black community? How long? The black dollar. Oh my God. The black dollar. The average black dollar circulates in the black community for about 6 hours. This is significantly shorter than in other communities where the dollar circulates for much longer. It's 30 days in the Asian community. The Asian dollar circulates in the community for 30 days. It's 20 days in the Jewish community and 17 days in white communities. So why do you think that the black dollar only circulates in the black community for 6 hours? That's not even not even a whole day. Not even a whole day does the black dollar circulate in the black community. 6 hours. Just enough time for you to get home, change, run out to the mall, and spend. And it says this is significantly shorter than other communities. 30 days in the Asian community. 30 days that the Asian dollar circulates in their community. 30 days. 20 days in the Jewish community. 17 days in the white community. 30 days, the dollar in the Asian community. 30 days. Our dollar, 6 hours. 6 hours. That's just unbelievable. And you know why? Because we allow other people who don't give a damn about us to come into our communities and set up shop. That's what we do. And not saying that they're wrong, but we allow these people, Asians, Arabs, white folks, to come into the black community and profit off of black folks. And we, like a bunch of nincompoops, allow it. Because black folks are not manufacturers. We're not, we're consumers. Black folks are consumers. And that's a damn shame that the black dollar only circulates in the black community for 6 hours. Well, it's 30 days in the Asian community, 20 days in the Jewish community, and 17 days in the white community. But our dollar only circulates in our community. Now, how much, what can you accomplish in 6 hours? And this is a shame. So getting back to the hair palace is a perfect example of that, of people who are putting businesses in the black community and sucking the life. Because the black dollar circulates everywhere else but in the black community. I'm pretty sure it circulates pretty well in the Asian community. It circulates well in the Jewish community. And it circulates well in the white community. But it doesn't circulate here. So as another example of an outsider coming into the black community and setting up shop, and us like fools going for it, the hair palace. East Orange, New Jersey, Central Avenue in the shopping district, right next to the Dunkin' Donuts, for those of you who live in the greater metropolitan area. So they set up this shop to selling hair. And they're going to make millions. Now, most of us know, we've been in a Rite Aid. You know how big these stores are. They're pretty set. Maybe not the size of supermarkets, but they're pretty sizable. So some Asians, I'm sure, and not to say that they're wrong or doing anything wrong, it's us that are doing wrong. So they set up shop in the black community with a hair store. So the hair palace had a soft opening today, I believe it was. And the line, black women waiting, went around the building. This is a hair care place. This is a place that sells hair. Because hair is big business in the black community. See, this is where our money goes. Hair. Women buying packs of hair, $100, $200, $300 for the hair, $400, $500 to put it on, to install it. Yeah, so you got the hair palace, had a soft opening today, and the line was going around the block for hair and hair care products. Why the F would we be, our women, a line going around the block? They had seats, they had chairs, like they were waiting for tickets for Jay-Z or something. And the line went all the way around the building. And women were camping out with their chairs. For hair. These are black women camping out around a hair care place that's opening up. Just foolish. Hair. You don't see anybody or any other communities do the stuff we do. You don't see white women buying hair like we do. Buy it, wear it for a few weeks, throw it away. I got to get my hair done. I got to get my nails done. White women do that, get their hair and nails done. Asian women do that too, but you don't see them buying hair. $100, $200, $300 a package, and then paying $500 for somebody to put it on. You don't see that in other communities. Black people is just the most gullible. Just stupid. That you would spend $300 on a package of hair that's only going to last a couple weeks. And then you got to pay somebody else. You have to pay more for the installation of the hair than you do for the hair itself. So the Hair Palace, East Orange, New Jersey, Central Avenue in the shopping district, had a soft opening today, and the line was going around the block for a hair care place. A hair care place, a place that sold hair. And it was somebody else, Asian Americans, who opened that store. Because we just sit by, we just ripe for the picking. I'm gonna put a hair care, so I'm gonna get those niggas because they're gonna be coming. We're gonna make a lot of money. We're gonna make lots of money. You know where the money goes? Queens, Long Island, Manhattan. That's where the black dollar goes. It circulates in the community for 6 hours. A month in the Asian community, 20 in the Jewish, 17 in the white, 6 hours in the black. And then women were camping out. They had chairs. All of this for hair. And a lot of the women, they don't pay attention to how they care about their hair, but they don't care about their bodies. A lot of them are fat, overweight, gross looking. But they want to make sure their hair is right, but the rest of them is messed up. Big guts and stuff, overweight, unhealthy, but you want to make sure that hair is right. You got to make sure that hair is right. It's about 30 minutes after the hour. So, yeah. So, come on. So, the Hair Palace opened today, soft opening. It didn't open completely, but it just had a test run. Let's see how many niggas is going to line up out here looking like, and in the hottest day of the year, almost out there waiting for the hair store to open. I mean, we just lost. Black folks are just lost. We're lost. And our communities are ripe for the picking. And people just place their stores in our communities, and we go for it, and we give them their money, give them our money. It's just pitiful. Because people with money are looking in the black communities, and they're like, you know what? We can make some money off of them because they don't know no better. They ain't got no sense. And in a lot of ways, we don't. So this is a hair store. This is a hair store that sells hair. And you got a bunch of black women lined up around the block, around the building in one of the hottest days of the year with chairs. And it's sunny there. There's no shade there where this store is. And so they're waiting in line. See, we can be patient for, we can be patient for some stuff when it comes to the surface. So we can be patient, But what about, I saw a video, I couldn't get it fast enough from my producer, but unbelievable. That the women were lined up all the way around the store waiting for hair, to buy hair. And a lot of y'all, that hair don't do nothing for you. A lot of y'all, women be out there buying hair, that hair don't do nothing for you. Because you're not taking care of the rest of yourself. You're just focusing on your hair. And let me get my nails done, but I weigh 300 pounds. Yeah, and I'm not attractive. But I need to get my hair and my nails done. I got blood pressure. I got diabetes. I got to get my hair and my nails done. This is unbelievable. It's 28 minutes before the hour. So this is what happens. The people put the KFCs because they know we don't cook. Many of us don't cook. They know that. So they put the KFCs, the McDonald's, they put the fast food businesses in our community because they know we don't eat cook. They know that. We like to go to McDonald's, Burger King, the KFC, the Chinese restaurant. That's where we go to eat. That's why a lot of us our health is so bad. We're eating that stuff. So our communities stand ripe for the picking. That anybody with a few dollars can put a store in our community and make millions of dollars while the community suffers. No reinvestment, no donating to a good cause, nothing. And the black folks are left holding the bag. But this is what we do. This is what we do. We are ripe for the picking, and we allow people with money to come into our community, set up shop, and make millions of dollars from us. Instead of us like Black Wall Street doing it for ourselves. It's just unbelievable. So the hair palace opens. And there's a line going around the block. You see, this is the problem. That's the problem right there. Because we fall for the banana in the tailpipe. We fall for the okie doke. Because it's an Asian family, probably from Queens, Long Island, who they renovated that store. There used to be a Rite Aid. We really need another hair store. But this is a hair supermarket. And I bet you they're going to have major security there. They're going to have to. Because of where the store is. But yeah, so this is what happens. We allow people to come into our neighborhoods and make money. 6 hours, the black dollar. 6 hours. This is unbelievable. Take a break, come back with more. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. Yes, indeed, I am the man. What a news cycle this is. This guy has got to go. Trump has got to go. George Floyd snuffed out by this police officer who's supposed to be serving and protecting people.
It's the Ron Kelly Show.
All right, everybody. It's about 23 minutes before the hour. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. I was going to go out. I'm not going nowhere. I was staying right here in the air conditioning because it is like unbelievably hot out there. But you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it every time. I know I'm complaining a little bit, but it beats having to wipe snow off your car. Anyway, it's about 22 minutes before the hour. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. We're talking about, our community and how folks come in this hair palace, for example. I mean, it's just like taking candy from a baby, actually. How different ethnic groups come in. And I'm not talking about them being racially motivated or anything like that, but they're coming into the black community, they're setting up businesses and making money. Setting up businesses and making money while black folks just spend 6 hours. The black dollar stays in the community. The black dollar stays in the community for 6 hours. 6 hours. Our dollar stays in our community. In the Asian community, the dollar circulates for 30 days. A whole month that the Asian dollar circulates in their community for a month. For the Jewish community, the Jewish dollar circulates in their community for 20 days. So it's 30 days for the Asians. The Asian dollar circulates in their community. It's 20 days for the Jewish community. The Jewish dollar circulates in their community. And it circulates in the white community. And the black dollar, how long is the black dollar circulating in the community? 6 hours. 6 hours. Now, what the hell can you accomplish in 6 hours? And see, this is the problem. Our money, because we're consumers, our money goes right out, car payment, mortgage, all of this stuff, when we spend our spendable dollars, where? At the mall, Willowbrook, American Dream, sorry to people who live in New Orleans who listen to the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program, doing kind of localizing things right now. But yeah, 30 days in the Asian community, every dollar that the Asian people make stays in the community for 30 days. The Jewish dollar stays in their community for 20 days. So it's 30 days in the white community that their dollar stays. 20 days in the Jewish community is 17 days in the white community that the white dollar stays in the community for 17 days. 17 days. So you got 20, you got 30 days, you got 20 days, you got 17 days. And how long does the black dollar stay in the black community? 6 hours. I mean, you could have knocked me over with a feather. 6 hours. And people are like, oh, you're a self-hater. Some chick called me a self-hater. I hate black men. No, I don't hate, but I'm trying to keep it real. I don't hate black people. I'm a black person. But we got to keep it real. We got to keep it 100. We got to keep it 100. That 6 hours our dollar stays in our community. 6 hours. Just unbelievable. So they opened the hair palace today. Soft opening, the hair palace. Used to be a Rite Aid. And you know how big Rite Aid stores are. So can you imagine how much hair is in that store? Hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of dollars worth of hair is in hair care products is in that store. See, now these people have money. Whoever opened that store, these people have money. To turn a Rite Aid into a hair store, they had to have money. Just to stock it, probably millions of dollars worth of merchandise, just to stock the place. So, the hair palace. So, if you get your hair done or if you like to buy hair, check them out. The hair palace in East Orange on Central Avenue, next to the Dunkin' Donuts. I believe that's Evergreen. Yeah, I think it's South Harrison and Evergreen, the hair palace. And people just put their businesses in our communities and they make money while we just spend. Nothing for the future. I got to get my hair $200-$300 for hair. Since when does hair become a priority? I mean, Ron, you get your hair cut every week. Yeah, $20. Yeah, I do go get my hair cut every week, but it's $20. I mean, I got good hair. I don't have to buy any. But, yeah. These people come into the black community, set up shop, and make, look at downtown Patterson, for example. How many black business owners are in downtown Patterson? 0. In a lot of these downtowns, Newark, these the urban centers, but once you move like further out of the country, further out of the New York metropolitan area, you'll find businesses like in New Orleans, for example. There's a lot of black businesses in New Orleans. Black-owned businesses in a particular area, or at least a good mix where not one ethnic group is dominating the other. So there's plenty of black businesses in the black community in New Orleans, jazz spots, music, food. I'm going to check them out when I get down there. I got to go down there, hopefully maybe do some promo stuff. Get to enjoy some really good food, some jambalaya and all the good stuff they be talking about down there in New Orleans. WBOK 1230 AM is what New Orleans is talking about. WBLK 1230 AM. So yeah. And this is what's happening in our community. We allow people to come in, other ethnic groups. We allow them to come in and set up shop, and they make millions of dollars sucking all of the money out of the black community. And they don't like donate to the local food shelter or, they don't do that. They don't do that. They just come in and take. Take a break. Come back with more. Ron Kelly. Uh, if I can get this promo to work. Yeah, there we go. Ron Kelly. Talk radio.
The Ron Kelly Show. Real talk, bold truth. Tune in for your weekly dose of unapologetic conversations that don't dodge the truth or dilute the message. Stay informed on the issues that matter most on The Ron Kelly Show every Monday at 7 p.m. on WBOK 1230 AM.
Thank you, Wick. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program, and it's on everywhere, plus WBOK 1230 AM. You like it up close and personal with the folks down there. And there's a lot of black businesses down in Louisiana and in New Orleans. Plenty of black businesses in New Orleans. See, because once you get away from here, because what I'm talking about is all black people are not like the ones I'm describing right now. There are practical black folks who are building for the future, who worry about what's going to happen tomorrow. And then you got the ghetto nonsense, standing in line waiting to buy hair. And a lot of the women, that hair is not helping you. You still are not attractive. Overweight, hair like that hair is going to make a difference. See, that's the delusion, because everybody knows that the hair is not real. But that's an illusion. I'm going to get this hair. This hair is going to, make me a more upstanding citizen in the black community. This hair. It doesn't make any sense. It's a fashion statement. It's a not just necessarily a fashion statement, but it's a, you're saying something. Having your hair done is supposed to boost your having your hair done is supposed to be like like buying a Range Rover. It's supposed to upgrade your status, the way you're looked upon by other people, because you got your hair done. And self-esteem is wrapped up in there, in that hair. The self-esteem is wrapped up in that hair. So it's just, it's sad that we allow other folks to come in to our community and just practically take our money. 6 hours that our money lasts, stays in the black community. So 6 hours is not a long enough time to do anything. That's not enough time to do anything. 6 hours? No. But 30 days in the Asian community, 30 days is plenty of time to reinvest in the community. It's 20 days in the Jewish community, plenty of time. 17 days in the white community, plenty of time. But 6 hours is not enough time to accomplish anything in your community. 6 hours? That means as soon as you get the money, as soon as you get the check, as soon as you get the money, it's gone. As soon as you get it, disappears. It's sad. It really is. That our money only lasts in our community for 6 hours. So anyway, everybody, it's 10 minutes, 40 hours. So Trump got bashed. Trump thought he appointed the people he thought he could control. Amy Coney Barrett, John Roberts. I don't know. I think John Roberts was already a Supreme Court justice. But he appointed people he thought he could control. And it backfired miserably a few times because Trump appealed to the Supreme Court for the lawsuit he lost with E. Jean Carroll, the lady that he allegedly molested in the dressing room at Macy's or someplace. He's alleged to have molested her. And she filed a lawsuit against him, and Trump lost. So when he was appointing because Trump has appointed a lot of Supreme Court justices. Like in the last few years, the Democrats only appointed one, I think, Ketanji Brown. She was the only one. But Trump has appointed like 3 or 4 justices. Gorsuch, Amy Coney Barrett, And Trump thought that he could control these people. That's why because that's what Trump is about, control. So he thought he could control the Supreme Court justices. But the Supreme Court justices, he can't get rid of them. They're there for life. They can only leave when they want to leave. Once they pass, they can't be fired. So Trump can't fire the Supreme Court justices. He has no control over them. So he bets on who he thinks is going to, support him when something comes up with his name on it. And when Trump appealed to the Supreme Court in E. Jean Carroll case, a lady who accused him of molesting her, before he went to the Supreme Court, he lost in federal court. He lost his appeals. So he appealed to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court turned him down. They refused to hear it. Because I know Trump behind the scenes, Trump is furious because he thought that he can control the Supreme Court. And he found out that he can't. So that's the first thing that they turned him down on. The second thing is birthright citizenship, where Trump tried to, through executive order, curtail birthright citizenship, meaning that birthright citizenship, meaning that if a child is born on land controlled by the United States of America, I don't know if that applies to Hawaii, Alaska, and Puerto Rico, but if you are born in the continental United States, I believe it is, born in the continental United States of America, you're considered an American citizen. So Trump tried to stop it. And I'll tell you, I wasn't the biggest detractor of that myself. And so Trump tried to, through executive order, put a stop to birthright citizenship. Then the Supreme Court said no. See, because birthright citizenship was meant for the babies of slaves. That's what it was meant for originally. The children of slaves would be considered citizens, like once slavery was over. So that's what that was about. It was about slaves. And, people have taken advantage of it. They got tours from China, for example, from Asia. China, they had tours where a bunch of pregnant women when they're close to giving birth, a bunch of pregnant women, they go on a tour of America. They come here, might be 20 or 30 of them. They have their babies and they go back home. So, and that their primary purpose is to come here to get on American soil and have the baby. So they come here on a visa or whatever. They stay as long as they can to have their baby. They're usually within a few weeks of delivery. You know. So they come within a few weeks of delivery. They stay on the visitor's visa. They have their babies and they go back home because they don't want to live here. They just want their baby to be an American citizen. And Trump knows about this. You know, when you go into the Hispanic community, you see everybody has a big belly. You know, they're all taking advantage of the birthright citizenship. And Trump tried to stop it, but the Supreme Court said no. So he lost on that. He lost on E. Jean Carroll. And so he's probably furious behind the scenes because he appointed people he thought he can control. Amy Coney Barrett, Neil Gorsuch, somebody else. Three people I think he appointed, 3 or 4 people he appointed to the Supreme Court. And he lost those 2 big cases. Now, they did allow states to ban transgender athletes from women's sports. You see, because trans men don't try to play in men's sports. They know they can't. It's only the trans women who are actually males are the ones who are trying to play sports. But the trans men who are women, they're not trying to compete as men because they know they're going to lose. You know, so the trans men, which a trans man is a woman who identifies as a man, they don't try to play in sports against men because they know that they're going to lose. And besides, they have so many surgeries and all kinds of stuff going, taking hormones and whatnot. So they probably can't even be in shape to compete, nevertheless, against a man. But the trans women who are actually men and boys try to compete in women's sports because they have an advantage. They say they don't, but they do. Just because you take hormones don't mean that you don't have an advantage over women. What hormones gonna do? Nothing. So yeah, I mean, you know, it's unbelievable. So anyway, everybody, it's about a minute and a half before the hour. I want to thank all the people who decided to join me today on the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. It's about a minute and a half before the hour. So we're going to break out of here. And, you know, I was going to go outside, but I mean, even in the shade, the heat is like beaming. But you know what? I'll take it. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all. So everybody have a great evening. Stay under the air conditioner. Check on the old folks. See how they're doing. And we'll see you back here next Thursday for another edition of the Ron Kelly Show. So as always, I like to say that it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. And we may not have it all together, but together we can serve.